Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Thursday, June 13. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says plans are moving apace to develop 2 special economic zones in the next 3 years. Mr. Holness says Cabinet has approved a submission for the development of the south side of the Caymanas lands. An investor conference is now being organized to determine market interest in starting the development. The Prime Minister says negotiations are also being finalized to advance work on the north side of the Caymanas lands.
Now, can you imagine the level of employment that will bring? So we have tasked ourselves to get it done. It's not easy, these negotiations and to develop the plans and the studies, but we have studied it to death, we have negotiated it to death, we have now to bring it to life.
Prime Minister Holness was speaking at a recent strategic leadership retreat held by the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation. 6 countries, Nepal, Malta, Hong Kong, Japan, Jordan and Oman, have called on Jamaica to assist them in establishing their own tourism resilience centers. Jamaica is the first to establish an entity of this nature, as the Global Tourism Resilience and Crisis Management Center was officially opened in January at the University of the West Indies, Mona. Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett says that as a result of this forward thinking, the country is in demand to assist with the implementation of similar organizations.
This is one of the elements of thought leadership that Jamaica can truly be proud of, that we as a little country is presenting to the world a real opportunity to look at how to manage disruptions and to build capacity to enable thriving after mega disasters.
Minister Bartlett was speaking with JIS News a few days ago after his return from the Asian Resilience Summit in Nepal. School boards will be allocated $5 million per year for minor repairs and maintenance of school plants. Minister with Oversight for the Education Portfolio Carl Samuda says larger projects will be done centrally, and a directive has been given for building officers to consult with the school leadership before they carry out work.
The requests must be identified, they must be priced, and they must be listed in a manner that can be examined carefully, and the resources that we have would be applied proportionately depending on the amount of money that is available.
Minister Samuda was addressing a recent education stakeholder forum held at the Gulfview Hotel in Manchester. Meanwhile, a Memorandum of Understanding has been signed between the National College for Education Leadership, NCEL, and the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, for the development of a free online leadership course for educators. The agreement was signed recently at the Education Ministry's Hero Circle headquarters in Kingston. Director of the National College for Education Leadership, Dr. Tanisha Ingleton, says the content will be developed and provided through NCEL's learning management systems. She says it will strengthen the leadership and management of child-friendly schools in Jamaica.
Additionally, the partnership will seek to support the ongoing professional development of principals, the teaching and learning process, and create a readily accessible avenue for educators to retrieve and access digital content on child-friendly school environments, policies and processes, prioritizing management from a positive discipline and safe school environment perspective.
The project is valued at close to $6 million. The content will be implemented in an initial 10 schools by year end. It will be crafted in collaboration with the Ministry's Curriculum and Support Services Unit and the Media Services Unit. And the Ministry of Education has also signed a Memorandum of Understanding with Nestlé Jamaica Limited to extend that company's health and wellness program in schools. The MOU will be executed through 2 main programs, Nestlé for Healthier Kids and the Nestlé Youth Employment Initiative. The MOU was recently signed at Gregory Park Primary, which is the 15th school on the program. Minister Terry Long says the goal is to have 15,000 students participating by the end of the year. Children will benefit from Wellness and Wheels class visits and International Chef Days. There will also be nutrition education training for teachers and the establishment of school gardens. It seeks to promote nutrition, health and wellness among school-aged children and to encourage employability skills among young adults.
And another thing that we have done now in this MOU, we've included a fruit aspect. So we want to introduce them to healthy fruits like bananas and oranges, and we want to introduce them to healthy drinks like water. Water is the healthiest thing that children can drink. We want to stay away from the canned juice and the box juices, which are high in sugar.
The Ministry of Health and Wellness has convened a panel to review a recent incident in which a mother and her 2 daughters were denied care at a hospital. Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton says the panel will consist of representatives from the leadership of the Southeast and Southern Regional Health Authorities. The panel will determine what breaches took place and what action is to be taken. According to reports, the mother and her daughters were raped by gunmen who broke into their home. When they reportedly went for a rape kit, they were turned away from one hospital and later waited several hours to be seen at another institution. And finally, preparatory work on the grave for former Prime Minister Edward Seaga continues on schedule inside the National Heroes Park. Mr. Seaga, who will be accorded a state funeral on June 23, will be laid to rest close to Hugh Shearer and Michael Manley, Jamaica's 3rd and 4th Prime Ministers respectively. Grave digging began on Monday and workers are now moving on to the masonry aspect of the work. When our news team visited the site earlier today, local government minister Desmond McKenzie said the work was on track for completion by this Sunday.
Based on the program that has been worked out, they are on schedule to complete before the end of the week. We should have the vault being completed, and the other works associated with getting the area ready for the funeral is also well advanced.
Edward Seaga served as Jamaica's 5th Prime Minister between 1980 and 1989. He died on May 28, and his funeral will be held at the Cathedral of the Most Holy Trinity on North Street. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.